I'm Andrew Moran, Liberty Nation's economics editor.
Very, very rocky.
Death by government.
Drain the swamp.
Hello and welcome to another installment of Liberty Nation Swamponomics videocast. I'm Andrew Moran, Liberty Nation's economics editor. This week, the early tariff revenues are coming in. Depending on your views of tariffs, they could be good news or bad. As of April 24th, Treasury Department data showed that the federal government collected $15.9 billion in customs and excise taxes in April. This is up from the $9.62 billion collected in March and the $7.7 billion generated in April of last year. Most of the revenues occurred on April 22nd, when the United States reported $11.7 billion in customs and excise taxes. These import levies were mainly collected by the Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, and the Internal Revenue Service and applied to various items including alcohol, fuel, vehicles, and other goods coming from abroad. The figures, which originate in the Daily Treasury Statement, come after the CBP reported that tariff revenue totaled at a little more than $500 million following the implementation of President Donald Trump's trade measures. Now, whatever metric you use, the numbers are well below the president's claim that the US government is collecting $2 billion per day from his tariffs. While it could be too early to determine how much consistent revenue Uncle Sam generates due to the volatility and uncertainty of the trade situation, it does suggest that tariffs likely cannot replace individual income taxes, at least not yet. By comparison, in March, the federal government garnered $185 billion in individual income taxes. In the first 6 months of fiscal year 2025, individual income taxes have exceeded $1.1 trillion. Even if the White House's tariff dreams are fully realized, they could still fall short of keeping up with the government's outlays. The Tax Foundation, for instance, forecasts that Trump's imposed tariffs could result in more than $2.1 trillion in revenue over the next 10 years. At the same time, according to the economists, they could trim GDP by 0.8%, cost 671,000 full-time jobs, and lead to 0% wage growth. And of course, this is assuming the international trade flows are static. The White House has been forthright in its intentions to potentially scrap the income tax one day, particularly for households earning less than $150,000. Now, while this could be possible since this category accounts for about $500 billion a year of tax revenues, the challenge is reining in spending. The Trump administration has acknowledged that lawmakers need to cut spending. The March budget numbers were a step in the right direction, as the budget deficit, which totaled $161 billion, represented a 32% decline from the previous year. At the same time, this was largely due to a calendar shift in benefit payments. Can the White House undergo a serious transformation of the government's budget? Unlikely, since the meat and potatoes of the spending is on the entitlement side. The Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, has uncovered quite the whoppers in waste, fraud, and abuse. But will it be enough to make a serious dent in the $7 trillion outlays, or the $10 trillion in outlays expected in the next 10 years? Unlikely. Next year's tariff revenue figures will be must-see TV. But can they be enough to feed the beast? Many conservative economists will make the case that any tariff revenue should offset individual income tax collections. But, as once again, it is all up to the spending side of the equation. That's it for me this week. Please read my full Swamponomics column on the pages of LibertyNation.com, and be sure to check out my previous Swamponomics TV videos and interviews. Liberty Nation does not endorse candidates or campaigns or legislation, and this presentation is no endorsement. Thank you. I'm Andrew Moran, Liberty Nation's economics editor.
Very, very rocky.
Death by government.
Drain